And we are live on the Paid to Promote Facebook group. If you're joining us and have no idea what that means, it is just a coaching and training platform for partners, for friends, for other business owners. And now that I think about it, I don't know if I can hear you guys if y'all are chiming in. I can. Hi, Felix. Hi,
How you
Barbara.
doing?
Most
Hi.
wonderful. Welcome, everybody. So, to keep it simple today, I wanted to just go through. We'll talk three main strategies. We'll talk a little bit about how we can implement that. It'll be about 15 minutes. And then from there, we can dive in one on one. We can look at actual implementation. We can look at actual examples. But just in the interest of time, a lot of people don't have a whole lot of time. We're all working at different paces here. So I'll zoom through it real quick. I do welcome you to take some notes, but don't worry so much about the exact text, about the context, about exactly what's being said, because it's all written out. It's scripted. There's Google Docs, there's white papers. It's all inside, in the group, in the system. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to opt in. You can just grab it out of Google Drive. So let's hop right in. Bear with me just another moment. I'm going to get everybody muted here so I can take my headphones off. We'll go about 15 minutes, and then I'll take questions. If you are joining us live, please do feel free to ask questions as we're going, and then I'll get to them as soon as I can get to them. Let me pull up my notes. I had a little bit of some beats I wanted to work in here, make sure that we are following, that I'm following some sort of method here so I don't get lost and excited and just share something that's not as useful as it could be. So first off, if you are a moderator in any of our Facebook groups, please share this video. Oh, I see it. Thanks for the watch parties, guys. Thanks for the comments. I see it happening. So that's greatly appreciated. We're able to increase our ranks. We're able to build our community here, find other people that might be interested in our product. So first off, we want to talk today about how to get customers, right? So what is the reason? Why am I doing this? Number one reason, welcome Sherry, thank you for the mention. Number one reason is it's fun to help people grow. It's just fun. It's great to help people grow, to see them grow, to be a part of something bigger than ourselves is incredibly encouraging. As well, networking provides a huge, valuable friend-making opportunity, right? So if you're joining us here, we do this every Wednesday. I would love for you to join our group, the Paid to Promote group on Facebook. You can find it Paid to Pro. Check it out. Otherwise, we do this here on Zoom. You don't have to opt in. You don't have to be a member of anything. I do ask some small requirements before we get started. Please introduce yourself, ask questions, ask for advice, ask for support. Those are dearly desired. If you have the ability, offer encouragement, inspiration, and support for those people that are asking. Let's be respectful of each other in here and our opinions. We're all at different levels in our growth and development in business. We all have different products. Some of our products may be competitive. Some of our products, maybe the other people don't like. Yesterday, someone told me, oh, is this Bitcoin related? Because I don't like that. It's not Bitcoin related. Almost everything I do is Bitcoin related, but this is specific to you building your customers, building your list of customers, and increasing the close factors. So how can we do this, right? Inside the group, we have some very simple instructions. So you don't have to remember everything I'm going through here today. But if you want to take notes, let's take three big notes. This is the three things you must do, right? Get a list. Tell people, message them, contact them, something. And then find a way to automate that wherever possible. Maybe it's scheduling. Maybe you have a lot of one-on-ones with your clients, so maybe you need to do some scheduling. Maybe it's in setting up your campaigns, like maybe it's a communication method, maybe it's white papers, maybe it's webinars like this, maybe it's profile optimizations, maybe it's webinars, whatever. So those are three important things that we'll go through. And one of the first things I want to talk to you about is building your list. So prospecting, right? We have to have a list in order to have a group of prospects. In order to sell to anybody, we need to make a list. So where would we normally get that list? A lot of us, if you have suggestions, please drop them here. But a lot of us, we don't know where to start. We'll go out on Facebook, we'll go to Instagram, we'll go to the local gym, the coffee shop. These are ways of prospecting. In order to build a list, you have to collect a little bit of data. And sometimes that data is already collected for us. Places like Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, right? These places have information about our ideal buyers, our customers, the people that we could most benefit from receiving our product. So let's take a thought of that. That's something that we need to dive into there, and that's optimization, right? If we can optimize how we are perceived and the actions that follow that perception, like if somebody comes to our LinkedIn, sees how we help them because our messaging is consumer oriented versus I'm the CEO of some company. Instead, it says we help you get more leads, right? This is the simple examples, but we do profile optimization, all sorts of stuff, regular on Wednesdays, regular at 2 p.m. every day. Wednesdays is a team training. We welcome you and welcome everyone here to do these types of team building. So prospecting, we're building our list. We're building it through these social media areas. But you go to Facebook, you go to LinkedIn, they don't just give you everything. You go to Instagram, it doesn't just give you everything. But it is a good place to start. And if you're looking at doing these things in some great mass scale, fine. That's okay if you have a perfected method. But what I always recommend is we start with a smaller section, 50, 100 people, 10 people, it doesn't matter. 100 is the number that I like to really go for. And we go through these next two steps I'm about to tell you about, and you get all of everything that I'm telling you about, these optimization tips. These are all things that are tutorial based for you to be able to receive the benefit of being part of this group on Facebook or being connected to the person who invited you to this webinar. They have access to all these things. Whether you want to, we'll go through it step by step. So taking 10 steps back, right? Prospecting, our number one, getting our list. How do we do that? Let's go to Gmail. These are people that they might know us, right? Let's go to our other emails. Let's export all those. If we have some email software or client software or customer data that we collect through our payment portal, let's gather that, right? Build your list. So if you do one thing today, just one thing, and you need help with everything else you hear about, just build your list. Once you have your list, all the rest of this stuff will fall in place, I promise. I don't just promise. I guarantee you, I'm making a mess of my coffee, sorry. I guarantee you 100% that you will absolutely book a consistent stream of appointments. We should have some friends joining us here shortly, unless they got stuck on other calls or what happened because they are booked. But if you look, I want to show you guys our calendar pretty quick. I mean, it says book back to back to back to back to back. And the way that we do that, I don't want to share anybody's information, right? The way that we do that is these methods that we're explaining to you right now. So if you do one thing, build a list, get data about your buyers, name, email, stuff like this. And if you don't already have a nice list like that, message us here in the group on Facebook, message a person who invited you to this, email them back and ask for some help. Right here on my screen, I'll share with you here in a moment, there's a whole list of guides that we've put together for us to do that. And again, hearkening back to what I said earlier, why do we do this? At the end of this, is this some big veiled sales pitch? Am I going to ask you to buy my ebook or join my webinar class that costs something? No, it's fun to help people grow. I want to see all of us grow. It happened to me. Someone went, here, take this knowledge, grow. And I did. And it felt great. So I don't want to rob myself of providing that to other people. But ultimately, my success is based on your success. So if you're not ready to take and build this list and then take about 20 minutes every day to have a completely consistent influx of new clients, then go ahead and leave. This isn't the right place for you. This isn't the right webinar for you. It's just not going to work out. If you have just a few minutes and you're willing to work some strategies, we have the formulas, we have the strategies, and they are yours. The problem is if I throw everything at somebody all at once, I found that they usually sink versus sink or swim, right? We usually sink when it's a little bit overwhelming. So step 2, we have our list, right? Step 2, let's have something to say to those people. This seems like I'm not telling you anything. You know you need people that want your product. You know you need to talk to them, right? I assume you know you need to close. You need to go for the sell, ask for the sell. But what I want to do here is keep this really fast in the interest of everyone's time here. What we have are direct approach emails. Direct approach, really direct approach. What I mean there is that it's someone warm, somebody you've had a conversation with, somebody not 6 years old. People have expiration timers. You don't talk to a customer for a year. You can't come back to them and say, hey, are you ready to renew? You need to have a system for staying top of mind. And so that's where we break the writing your messages, the communication, right? We break that down for you into boilerplates, and you can implement them in your business. And when I say we, I mean us here, this group of people that are hanging out here. A lot of it I've done for you, and I'm learning from you. So I'll learn about who your buyers are. If you don't know exactly how to change this boilerplate of how you want to approach somebody to work with you, then we can do that. Stick with me for about 10 more minutes, and I guarantee everything that I'm saying will make sense, especially when I start giving some visual cues to that. I'm gonna ramble through in the next 60 seconds. I'm going to tell you about 3 different communication strategies and a couple of methods inside of each of those strategies. So the first one's going to be messages or in-mails, messages on Messenger on Facebook, or in-mails on LinkedIn, or DMs on Instagram, or whatever, right? Messages, talking like a human. Lots of people get emails from the big marketing software, from Confusionsoft and from ActiveCampaign and all this stuff. And that's automated. I'm going to keep going, right? I'm embarrassed to show you guys, but I'm looking at 103,000 emails on my phone, and I just cleared it out not even a month ago. So out of that, I respond to emails that come from people who are replying to me or who are talking to me, who are taking interest in me. There's a lot of NLP, there's a lot of neurolinguistics, a lot of science that goes into why that matters so much. A good example that I was talking to some friends about this morning was we like to see our name in print. When we see our name in print, when someone says, I've got a few friends here, when someone says, hey, David, and they write you a message, David, how are you? Something happens in our brain, not only when we hear our name, but when we see it in print. It's an endorphin release. I can't remember the exact science behind it, but you can go look that up. The point being, these messages are written with all those types of strategy in mind. So first, messages and in-mails. There's the direct approach that we would do with warm leads. Then there's what I call a cup of coffee approach. If you've met me, you've seen the cup of coffee approach. I come and ask you if you'd like to spend 10 minutes, have a cup of coffee, get to move the needle a little more towards friends, right? That gives us a chance to qualify a prospect, to determine if they're the right buyer for us or not, and also gives us a networking opportunity where maybe one of our friends, or maybe some other product, maybe some other solution, because people buy from people they know, like, and trust, right? That's something most everyone in this group knows. People buy from people that they know, like, and trust. It's easy to build relationships if you put an 80-20 factor in, right? You put in more than you take out of the relationship. And I think that in giving everything away, that I'll get what I want back in life. That's why I'm talking to you guys today. And I'm so grateful that we have live attendees here in the webinar. We have some live viewers on Facebook in the private groups and in public groups. You guys that are catching this, I'm so grateful because you're giving me the chance to impact your life. But the rest of this is up to you. So messages and in-mails, direct approach for warm leads, people you maybe know. Cup of coffee approach. Let's ask them if they would like to have let's ask for permission. Do we have your permission to sit down and chat for 10 minutes, learn more about you and your business? And then there's the follow-up campaign. That's more for people who have an established product or an established business, and there's some sort of event that becomes triggered. It's your customer's renewal date. It's their birthday. It's they filled a form on Facebook. They opened a PDF on your website. They downloaded your white paper. They watched your video, whatever that case may be. Hey, I noticed you're on my website. Did you find what you were looking for? Simple stuff like this, simple automation like that opens the door for people to be able to communicate. And if it comes from some automation software, it's just not the same as if it looks as if it came from you. Some people don't have time to reach their entire list without automation. If you're just starting out, all you need is 5 people, right? Start with 5. If you have a place to build your list a little bit bigger, you have a LinkedIn or you have a Facebook following, you have some friends, you're in some business groups that allow networking, build that list through data syncing or through data scraping. If you need help with that, contact us. So back to part 2, which is our messaging strategy, messaging and emails. We have those 3 approaches. Then we have groups, Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups, meetup groups, right? These 3 strategies I'm about to tell you that are taking so long to hear seem fairly elementary, but when you understand that it's just these 3 things, and then I give you the ammunition to do it 100 different ways, you will see that there is a way for your business to begin this immediately and to book appointments that then you can convert those relationships by just asking, by following up. Do you have any questions? Here's where you check out. It's that simple. Some people, let me continue through the message and then remind me to talk to you guys about close rates and what's to be expected and why to get excited about the no's. Not just because every no is closer to a yes, but there's actually a lot more to it than that. Remind me to get to that. So group invite. So we have the group invite groups, Facebook groups, meetup groups, whatever they are, right? Let's invite people into a group. And as we do, they enter the group, they accept the group. You now have the ability to send them a message or tag them on a message, right? So that they see your explainer video. They can learn about you in less than a minute because that's all we got. We need to see your profile. And within the 10 seconds we see your profile, we need to proceed from the headline of your profile into what it is you do for people. If your buyer does that successfully, if your prospect does that successfully, they might read your description. They might read a little bit about what you do. And if that is written in a way that appeals directly to the solution that they are requiring in their life, so not only are you attracting the right prospects, but when they get there, you give them the best opportunity to get to that next step, to join your group, to opt into your messages, to have a conversation with you, to have that cup of coffee, whatever the case may be. For some of us, it's as simple as I need people to go to a website and purchase a product. Well, great. Let's attract the right people with the right messages, give them the right things, because only a certain amount of people will buy your product today. Everyone else, maybe a little bit later. And then some people just don't need it, right? Those people we really don't want to waste our time with. So to do that, to keep from working with those people, we have our messages, right? And we have those 3 strategies I mentioned and tons of templates, like I said, inside this group. Then we have our group invites, explainer videos, top of mind notifications, staying in front of somebody, doing things like providing tutorials, case studies, things that take the trust from here to here. And one way to do that is a group, because you can actually have your group members interact with each other as well as the group as a whole and yourself. And when you do those 3 things, you give yourself the ability to be shared, to be noticed, to be seen, right? Then there's the 3rd part of the messaging strategy, and that is emails. Emails are boring. Emails are slow, all this stuff. Email is not as dead as most people think, in my opinion, though I may be biased because I send a lot of emails. The idea there is that it is a follow-up strategy. It is a top-of-mind strategy. If we're going live on Facebook doing trainings, maybe we don't want to go live on Facebook inviting people to kids' birthday parties and doing 900 different things. People need one medium to be expected. So with me, when you get emails, it's reminders. It's we have an appointment, we have a meeting, we have a consultation, we have a webinar, you have a customer to follow up with, whatever that case may be. That 3rd part in the messaging sequence is the emails, show up sequences, referral partnerships, joint venture partnerships. Who do you say what to and how do you say it so that they will want to work with you? This copy is all written, right? Somebody else has done this before. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to go pay $97 a month for a website that gives you a funnel, that gives you some training. Please, you don't have to do all that. For some people, it is the right move for them. But today we're talking about how to get customers. I didn't say how to get customers with a massive budget and lots of money for advertising and doing all that. Just how do you get customers, right? How can you continually get a steady stream of customers, which in my case is appointments. I want appointments so I can learn who is somebody in a business, because I work as a consultant. I work in technology to help other people find the technology so I make an impact in their business. So that is the way we stay top of mind. Messages come across as a human. Let's have a genuine conversation. Group invites help people interact with each other as well as yourself and the objectives of the group, perhaps a challenge or something that's related to your product that'll get people motivated to invite friends or receive the benefit of what your group provides. Essentially, every prospect, every potential customer is looking for a solution to a problem that you have. So we have to let them know how to do that. So real quickly, step one was getting our list and prospecting to get that list, getting through our emails, going through all of that to gather our list of contacts. As little as 5 is fine. I suggest 100. If you have 10,000, let's break it down. Let's chop it down. Because as we use these scripts, as we use the messaging, as we determine which way of communicating with people is most effective, we will gain valuable insight. And that circles back to what I was saying earlier about the no's. Those no's are a huge learning opportunity. When you know what to say when someone says no, which is no problem, thank you. That's it. It's not that hard. We're also able to take all the bullets away. It's not our fault. They're not the perfect prospect. That's okay. Move on. But how do we not attract that person again in the future? The way to really do all this is build your list, communicate with your people. And I love to set up some automation. You're going to want to have some way to confirm that, like we said in the messages, people are doing what they say they're going to do. But how do you actually send that to them? Somebody books an appointment with you. Somebody shows up at the office. Somebody makes a payment. Somebody hits a trigger for an event. Somebody sets up a meeting with you. How do you campaign to get new prospects and turn them into warm leads that become visitors of your website, your product, your store, your location, and then delight them into becoming customers? That we will continue right here today. Okay. That is a 7-step process. Each of these steps is broken down with tools and tutorial videos, 5, 6, 10-minute videos inside of a free Google Docs like system, just on a free spreadsheet. So if you would like to join us there, if you'd like to join us in building these next 7 steps, what do you need? How do you take that list and actually convert them into customers? We will follow up in depth next Wednesday after our 15-minute webinar. So this little short training webinar about how to get customers is specifically about building our list, having a message strategy, and then having some sort of automation campaign to continue to build top of mind, create new clients, create new prospects, delight those buyers into advocates. And there's some big scary bug on my window over here, creeping me out. So I see here in the group, let's have some questions. After the questions, let's dive right in to the 7 steps. And I will drop a link here and in Facebook and in Twitter and in Twitch and in, that's it, Zoom. Okay, in Zoom. I'll drop the link for you guys. The guide isn't rocket science. It's just relationship 101. Hi, nice to meet you. Hey, I have something to tell you. Hi, might I have some permission to do you have interest in this product? And if they say no, no problem, thanks. And when they say yes, what do we say, right? That's where I go for the appointment. That's where let's take some questions. But at that point, when someone gives you permission, let's not drop our link. Let's not say, here's the, this is where you pay. This is where you put your credit card in. Because unless that's really working for you, go ahead and do it if it's working for you. Because in my experience, that doesn't work. Right? It's 2 or 3% of people. If I send 10,000 messages, maybe I will get 13, 15, 20 responses. Out of that, maybe I get 3% closes when it's in that methodology. But if we work on the relationship first and we have a product that makes sense and we're invested in somebody and we really want to do the right thing and we're being responsible as marketers, as business owners, as salespeople, whatever the case may be for our role, then what could be the conflict there? Well, the conflict could be that your product isn't good and that it isn't the right product for your buyer. And if that's the case, find another product, build something better, But when you actually have something that's valuable, it doesn't matter the price, the market will purchase it. When you have something that can be provided to somebody, it becomes a numbers game. Like I said, 10,000. Okay, well, maybe we reach 100,000 and then I make 20 sales. Sure. That's one method. Or we can work smarter, build the relationships, get the lowest hanging fruit first so that we can have the funds to build our company or our clients, our staff, or what have you, to get to that 100,000 outbound daily contact kind of situation. So if you are joining me on Facebook, that is like any job. Yes, like any job. All right, let's tell everybody on Facebook. Yes, like any job. Yes, like any job. We all have different jobs. We're building jobs. You can make your own job. It's a fun thing. Get to building your list and build a business. Okay, so just had to pick on a friend there for a second. So let me pull up my screen here. I'm going to turn off my funny face, give us some bandwidth. And let's look a little bit about what I was talking about here. Please let me know if you can see my screen. Anybody in chat? Oh, I didn't go over the questions. Let's stop, and then let's go over the questions. So first off, appreciate all this, Joshua says. Working on building a list, and any tips would go a long way. I want a full call schedule. So, Joshua, I know that you are inside the group, that you have access to our drives with some of our specialized Chrome plugins that are capable of collecting data off of Facebook. So the simplest method will be what I'm about to show you here, and that's a messaging strategy. It is certainly a great way to get the appointment. Let's see. Let me get chat pulled up here. Any more questions here in chat on Zoom? If you're not joining us live on Zoom, the link is here wherever you're at. You can come have a real one-on-one conversation with us right now before we end this meeting. We will roll about 20, 30 more minutes on the training side. The second part of how to get more customers, what are we actually doing out of that list? What are we actually doing with the messages that we've created and crafted specific to our buyers and our ideal prospects and the solutions that we provide to them? And how do we begin some of that automation in a way that it relieves our time so that we can go build the relationship, spend time, like Josh said, with a full call schedule? Any more questions before I move on? If not, I'll continue that sentence and show you exactly what it is that I'm talking about. All right. It seems like we're good here. Man, I am extra bad lighting, extra greasy today. I love going Facebook Live. Don't worry, people don't mind. Nobody has ever said it is all about building a list to begin with. Yes, building a list of the ideal prospects is a method of attracting. So that takes work on profiles, on your business, on what you say, what your images are, your cover photos, your profile photos, your headlines, your descriptions, and all of that. But if you don't have all of those things, you'll automatically reduce your conversion rate. If you have all those things, it's not that hard. If you don't know where to start, just chat with me or chat with the person that invited you so that we can get you into a room where we can work together. I don't want to step on anybody's toes or ruin somebody else's business opportunities or relationships. If you've invited somebody here, I don't want to have one-on-one conversations with them without you, so that we can all grow in the value. Is it all about building the list? It is all about building the list of ideal prospects, people that are ideal to receive the benefit of your product. So that takes a little bit more effort, and I will go through that here in Zoom. I'm not sure how I feel about going through it on Facebook quite yet. We might wait to do that. But if you are joining me, stick around a few more minutes. We will run at least 15, 20 more minutes, and I'll go through that messaging strategy. So what was I talking about? Okay, part one, building your list. Okay, how do you build your list? Well, I don't have a whole lot in this yet, but this is what I'm building for you guys. Here's like our training today, right? LinkedIn profile optimization is a webinar that we put together for you guys. You can come in and see exactly how this sheet that you're seeing may be a little bit complicated, but it's literally just a spreadsheet. What you're seeing here is like a profile optimization. Okay, well, I don't have time for the webinar. How about I just get the cheat sheet, the white paper, the what are these called? Implementation guides, right? Implementation guide. So here's how to optimize your profile. Do they look like an expert in their domain? Can they look like a leader? Can they help me? These are the questions that I say when I look at somebody else's profile. These are the questions that anybody says when they look at your profile. So if you're messaging people, you better have a profile that says, holy man, this guy looks like an expert in their domain. They look like a leader. They look like they can really help me. If you can answer all that and trigger yes to each one of those, then you're ready to reach your ideal prospects at scale. Then you're ready to build that huge list and have them book appointments. If you can't get a yes to these three questions, then it's not about building the list. It's much more difficult to get a consistent stream of customers like that, right? People want to be around people like them or like they would like to become. So when we do our profile right, if it's potentially like in the networking business, then it's definitely the right idea for you to be somebody who others want to be like, right? But if it's you are the solution, you are the expert in your field, you are the expert, right? If it's that type of campaign approach, then really you want to be answering the question instead of do I want to be like them? It's like they are like me and they've had this experience and I can trust they have the solution because, and the because of those things that boost our know, like, and trust factors, like seeing us smile in our profile picture. These are things that are discussed here. Those are just like little boosters. If it's like 20%, okay, that's 40%, you know? So that's cool. That's cool beans. Let's take a look back over here at what I'm building for you guys. This little automation, this little email suite, whatever you want to call it. Josh mentioned, great, got a list, want the appointments. I want a full schedule. Okay. So what we'll see here are scripts, right? These are people we haven't connected to. We haven't asked for permission. These are people we would like to ask for permission. These are people we are welcoming to our group. And these are people we are asking if we can recognize their expertise. These are all different stages of something we will see in the white papers, which is how to get anyone to buy your product or join your team. This is not rocket science. Relationship building 101. Stick to these 7 steps and your success will arrive. Josh, did you see this already? I believe I sent this to you in Messenger the other day when we wrote it up. Feel free to chime in anytime, guys. This side of the webinar, the first 15 minutes was all talk and lecture, right? It's all lecture. The second half is certainly supposed to be questions. If you have questions or if you want to see it work, yes, I'm working through it. Great. Um, so what we want to do here is find and attract. That's what I was talking about in the profile optimization video. Then the rest is very simple. Let's talk about connecting with people. Connecting with people can be done in a multitude of ways. Today, I went in a group that is highly regarded business professionals. I was a very secretive, very exclusive invite, and I've been invited into this group. And I picked 5 people out of a thread that is for Wednesdays that is specific to networking. These are people who have offered or opened their door to be allowed to be contacted. So I have no shame in saying, hi, happy to be connected. Let's have a chat. Who are you? What do you do? Who do you help? I have big questions usually for people when we meet. It's just, what is your big dream, right? Who are you? Who do you help? And what is your big dream? Because when we see these things, if our big dream is some tiny, I want a Lambo by the time I'm 21, then I'm not going to doubt that person. I'm not going to wish will on them, anything like that. But I'm not sure that aligns with what my big dream is. And so I might not invest as much energy in that person. But if the person replies and it's some 4-paragraph answer, what their big dream is, that's the person we should dive on and try to help them achieve their dreams, because they are going to help us achieve ours. Give what you want out of life. It's one of the oldest. I think it's Zig Ziglar, right? Success secrets. It's not even a secret, right? It just seems like a secret because until we see it, we don't see it. But again, hearkening back to the messages, what do you say? Okay. Well, let's say, let me get back all the way to the beginning here. Let's say something like, we're both in a certain group. I'm the, and let me boilerplate this for you a little bit here, position of leadership, right? We want to be seen as leaders in our field. We want people to be attracted to us and want to have that appointment. And then solution for ideal prospects, or something that they might be interested in, right? So in my case, we're both in Zoom. Hi, Josh. We're both in Zoom, and I thought it wouldn't hurt to reach out. I am the founder of a leading digital mentorship forum, and I thought maybe we could benefit from being connected here. So what am I really asking this person to do when I send this first message? I'm asking to see if they're a human. I'm asking to see if they reply with a thumbs up or a sentence. Hey, wow, thanks for the message. What is it that you do? How do you help people? Whatever. Maybe most people tell about themselves, right? Usually that first message is, oh, cool. Well, I do this and I do that and I do this. Then it's a layup. It's a layup. Great. Let me learn more about you, Josh. I would love to learn more about you. Do you have 10 minutes this week? Do you have 10 minutes to talk about this? Whatever. That's usually the easiest way to implement these scripts. These are pre-connecting scripts. These are before a meeting. And let's say we have had a meeting. Well, here's that group invite script I talked about earlier, right? Here's a group, highly curated. We only invite what they are, right? Who your ideal prospect is. Your ideal prospects to join. So this group is highly curated, and we only invite, what is your ideal prospect? We only invite working boss moms, right? We only invite top tier boss moms in the San Francisco area, right? That's what your group's about. And that's where you're going to build business and build relationships that help build business through these messaging strategies, through some of these simple methods here. This next method is what most people who have a product would be doing. They're not asking for an appointment because most people aren't networkers. Most people have full-time jobs, right? Most of us here that are in this webinar, most of us that are here on Facebook are business owners. We have a full-time career of supporting our business, our employees, our staff. And when we're not there, we have a family or something else that we'd like to spend some time with. So in order to get with the top tier prospects, the most likely to purchase our product, we just ask. It's not that hard. Just curious, would you be open to some more information on the solution you provide? No? Okay, thanks. Yes? Let's get an appointment. So that's where we start setting the appointment. And that was where Josh was mentioning earlier. I want a full appointment book, a full schedule of bookings. To get the full schedule, setting the appointment is not enough. Most people, in my experience, they don't take action until the seventh time that we touch base with them. By the ninth time, they're 90% more likely to say screw off or I'm in. So let's hit them up at least 9 times. Let's stay top of mind. But how do you hit somebody up 9 times without going, hey, buy my product? Hey, did you see my page? Hey, did you go to my website? Hey, did you download my thing where you get the thing where I tell you about some stuff that you can buy from me? No, I didn't. I'm busy. I'm a business owner, or no, I'm busy. I'm a boss mom out of San Francisco, or whatever the case may be. And so it's about the follow up. This is the most important part of the follow up. You are in control of the follow up. So, how do we get more customers? We have a system for building a list and for contacting, communicating with those people in a method which delights them into being advocates of us and our brand. That's easy to say for smaller companies and a little bit easier to perform, in my opinion. So if you are a small company or if you do have a small team, it's easier to under promise and over deliver on a consistent basis. Consistency is what it's all about. So you can get the repeat business, and you can get the referral business. As you go through some of these scripts, as you get deeper into this, as you get your appointments, as you close those deals, the same relationship builds itself into cycles: awareness, consideration, decision. So awareness, people become aware that you have a new sale. They're a current customer, they can upgrade, or whatever the case may be. Perhaps it's joint venture partnerships where other people like myself are saying, hi, I met Felix the other day in a Zoom, and he has a product here in Central America that I think that you would love. You're in the same area. Why don't y'all have a cup of coffee? Let me put you two guys together. You know, that type of joint venture, when you can do it in a way that's human, but you're still selling a product that provides a solution to somebody, can be extremely powerful. I mean, I owe everything in my career to people that I paid money to. It's kind of weird. I paid money to get closer to them so I could understand their product or their business or whatever, but it wasn't the money that I spent or the product that they sold me that changed my life. It was the action I took in building relationships with those people. And as they built relationships, the same methods, I would go, wow, so you're telling me that in order to get a $100,000 blogging contract, that I just go out and I write and I solve this problem for like 100 people, and I use this system where I ask for the appointment, and then I find out if our product is the perfect solution for them, and then we close the deal. How do we close the deal? We follow up, we get the appointment. After the appointment, we follow up again and we say, what did you like best? That's the important word there. What did you like best? Is there anything else you need to know? And if you're in a marketing business like myself, where affiliate marketing is almost everything you do, every company I build, I provide an affiliate marketing leg to it so that you can build an income off the knowledge and passion that we're putting out here as a team. So, you know, if you are in an affiliate company, there are ways to leverage your upline or your downline. Leveraging your downline can be as simple as a money thing. Some people are just motivated by money. They need to make the paycheck. They need to make rent. Go get somebody and I'll put somebody in your downline, then double your commissions this week. Okay. So if you do the work, I'll do the work. Little stuff like that. Asking questions or leveraging positions to make sure, leveraging relationships to make sure that the your ideal customer gets the solution. And then just simply closing. Now, this is going to be an entire section like these guys are, because closing, there's a lot we can discuss there, based on product pricing, based on your vertical, what type of industry you're in, or what it is that you do with your clients. But again, just like I'm talking about how we message people, and there's neurolinguistic science, there's emotional based science, right? There's business logic that goes into these. there is that as well for closing a sale. Right? A lot of what we're talking about today is messaging, it's emailing, and it's following up with those people. And sometimes uh, that follow up is the close. Sometimes the close is the way in which we offer someone an opportunity to step into giving us a price or making a commitment. And those tactics we could have another hour-long webinar on, so we will go for that. Everything I learned here in this little 7-part sheet is linked right here, I believe. That all came from one of the world's top network marketers. His name is Fraser Brooks. So you've probably heard of him if you're in network marketing. But this can be applied in any business. It doesn't matter. If you want anyone to buy your product or join your team, this is how you do it. You find and attract them. You connect with them. You get permission. You set an appointment. You ask and find out what it is, the problems, the pains. You poke the pains. You find the pains and see if you're the solution for the pain. And then follow up. Yes, do it. Follow up. You are in control of this. And then ask questions. What do you like best? And close. Go for the sell. Be respectful of the response. That's the most important part, right? A lot of people tell me no all day long. No, I don't want to come to your webinar. No, I don't want to show. And it hurts because it's not like I'm saying, hey, will you bust out your wallet? I just want to help people. But I still get the no. And what I get out of that no is a learning experience. So the more no, the more you learn. The more yes, the more you earn. Earning grows slower than learning. But that is okay because that bank account is the analogy that's often used. When would you rather a great bank account that grows at 100%, right? You're getting a no almost every time you open your mouth, or would you rather a bank account that grows at 1%? Sometimes it's that type of math is sometimes determined by the capital that's inside of that account, right? So if you don't have customers that are already saying yes and paying your bills, then having customers saying no is a valuable learning experience. What could I do different? That's why I say do this in iterations. Make a list of 5 people. Go connect and find 5 more prospects. Now you have 10 people, right? Talk to these people in a manner which is prescribed here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I guess I could show you guys what I'm working on. I'm working on another table over here, but essentially all we'll need to do is I got my notes. Let's go up here. Here we go. So some simple daily tasks. I'm working on building this out for you guys. Oh goodness, it's too much to look for. Here's the deal. 5 steps. They're the 5 internal steps of the 7-part process. I'm building a sheet like that for you so that when you have 5 new leads and 5 new prospects and you have 5 new customers and you have 5 old customers, you can have a way to track where they are visually just in a simple drag a card through a system. So all of this is free. The software doesn't cost anything. My time doesn't cost anything. If you want some help, I do ask that you contact me on Facebook and that you join our business leadership, business coaching and training platform called Paid to Promote. You can get there by going to https:// So paid to, that's PAIDTO.pro, paid2.pro. And you'll see the Facebook icon there at the bottom. You can hop on over to the Facebook group and get invited. If someone invited you to this webinar, please get with them and see if there is some way that you could be invited into the group and have access to all these files you're seeing here on the screen. There is a lot more that we didn't go over today. Like these are just messaging scripts that go into that 7-part thing, right? So somebody talks to you and then they don't say anything, so you have a follow-up. Then you want to kind of take a different approach. Hey, I haven't heard back from you. I guess you're busy. No problem. I'll follow up in a few months and see if it makes sense to connect. And then they'll go, oh, no, I just didn't see this. Or they'll go, yeah, thanks, I'm super busy. We also have a reply. So they go, hey, what are you trying to sell? Right? I get that one a lot. What are you trying to sell? Well, there's a few ways to answer that, but my favorite is, look, we can do this back and forth all day. I'm here to provide some value. Whatever that value is usually displayed through my um, profile optimization, right? People can take a look and look at you and go, oh, they don't provide a solution that I don't like, or they can look at you and go, oh, I'm judging this person. Oh, this person's okay. Oh, this person might be interesting. Oh, this person might have a solution for me, right? If we get check, 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 hit all those checks, then we can start to build those bookings, those meetings at scale. That's when our calendar blows up. Speaking of, I've got a meeting starting in 8 minutes. Sorry, guys. I'm laughing at these messages on Facebook. I'm loving you guys for responding, but a lot of the questions are, I have a great idea. I want to do this type of thing, but I have no idea how to get a new customer for it. Hey, does this cost anything? No. How do you get new customers? It's right here. Here's the formula. What else we got? Just me. Nothing important. So there's lots of this training out there, guys. The information that I'm providing you here is coursework that I took from these great trainers. I can name them. I can start naming them all: Evan Pagan, Josh Turner, Ryan Levesque. These are all guys that I've taken all the courses for, right? And I'm not giving you something that isn't worth the value of paying for those courses. What I'm trying to do is help you get off the ground, get a full booking of customers, and inside of our business coaching and training platform, I'm exercising my skill set here. So let's not, it's the unused key that rust, right? Let's not let our skill sets rust. Let's grow our ranks. Let's support each other here in business. I expect questions. I want questions. You guys here in Zoom, what questions do you have now, if any? You guys on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, etc. You know where to find me. You're watching it on my stream. Just send me a direct message. Just reply here in Messenger. Just reply on LinkedIn. I didn't put it on LinkedIn. That was the one I was looking for. Anyhow, lots of love, guys. The final thing I want to show you is we are building out all of these steps and campaigns and what are often referred to as drip emails, drip messages, and they're copy and pasteable, right? You can come over here and click copy paste. You might have saw my video the other day on be do have or have do be. Well, we just take that. We take that same video, right? We put it into this software that transcribes it. So it gives us some popular words and keywords and tags and all that. And we can upload our video with subtitles. But at the same time, it gives me a bunch of ammo so that when I'm sitting in bed at night and I'm wrapping up for the day and I feel like going an extra 20 minutes, I can write one of these emails out of that copy that we're doing in videos and stuff. So there's lots of ways to benefit from the skill set that you'll grow here with us and bring to the table, bring your skills and help others grow. And there's a lot that can be won with the tool set, things like what you see here on the spreadsheet. The rest is up to you. You know what it is. It's mindset, and that's up to you taking action. If you need to go get your next 5 customers, go find 5 people that are ideal prospects. You can search on Facebook, you can search in LinkedIn, you can search on Google, and take those 5 and put them on a list and do the things that I said here. Connect with them. Send them a message that ask for some permission if they're curious about doing what it is that you do, whatever your benefit is. And in my term, it's helping people make additional income promoting their own business, right? I want you to make more sales. I want you to reach more people with your products. And set an appointment, follow up, make the close. So if you have trouble with any of those things, data scraping, list building, email content, copywriting, drip messages, automation, please ask questions, because next Wednesday we'll do a 15-20 minute setup that will be about what do you guys, we'll ask you guys what y'all want to see, but I think the most valuable thing would be, how do I, let's say templates. The number one most important template that I use is people book with me consistently. And there is automation that says, hey, are you going to be there? Are you going to show up? Be sure to show up and make sure you have these 5 things written down when you show up, because these are questions we're going to ask. And if you want to get the most value, show up prepared. Right. And that has increased my show up rate by 80%. People that used to just disappear and never show up actually do show up and become customers. People that were gonna flake in the past go, maybe I should at least let them know I'm gonna flake. So that's cool. But the number one most important template I use is this: hey, you missed something. It's just, hey, you missed a consult. Hey, you missed a webinar. So I've got my 5 people that I want to talk to. There are 5 people that should have been in this webinar today that are not here. I'm going to go email them. I'm just going to say, hey, you missed that complimentary webinar today. Here's the replay. I don't want to be a bother. So I'll check back in a few months to see if it makes sense to reconnect. Warmly, Machen, have a good day. Lots of love, peace. And in that manner, that person will make a decision. They'll either make the decision, like all of us are here, to be here, to show up and to do the work, or they'll make a decision to make up some sort of excuse and let that excuse win. So I challenge you all, go out, get your list of 5. When you have your list of 5, that's all you need. Next Wednesday, I'll show you the email templates. I'll show you how to create templates. You don't need some crazy fancy software. You can use your Gmail. You can use your Gmail with your calendar, with your Trello, with your project management. All these things are free. All this stuff is free. As far as the software goes, the thing that costs the most is your time, your energy. So don't waste it. Take advantage of these strategies that are here. Build your list of 5 and hit me up. I am here to help you convert those guys into customers because I want to see your success. Your success is my success. The greater you do, the better I do. So the next part is up to you. I have no problem with that because of the value is in my heart. I'm putting it out there and it is here for you to take advantage of. Any questions, hit me up, and I expect you guys to have your 5. Invite a friend, tag, post, let us know your industry, hearing this, here, wherever you're watching this. And that way people know who you are and can come talk to you. If you are not yet in the Facebook group Paid to Promote, please search Paid to Promote. It's a big picture. This guy's face, training, Wednesdays. We do it. We teach you how to get paid to promote your own business. Let's get you paid. Join us there. I'll give you access to everything you have here. We'll go one-on-one through LinkedIn profile optimization, through your messaging strategy. And next week, we will connect and set up all the automation and go through a nice Q&A section afterwards. So it'll be another 15, 20 minutes, and then we'll go 30, 40. I keep saying 20, but it's really 40 on training on the back end. And with that, I got to go before I'm late for this appointment. Lots of love, and I'll see y'all at the top or to the left of the decimal for all you crypto lovers. Take it easy. Thanks, guys. Very grateful.